Ando bien boqueada. Oh. I just read something. Let's see. Go here. Did I share it? No. I don't think I did, but I'm going to share it right now. And we is live. We are live. There you go. So, wait for a couple people to come in. I'm a little, not but we're getting here. Okay. Ooh. All right. I don't know what's wrong with the camera. I have not logged into this thing since last year. But yeah, so whew, a new year, yay! And there's some things we're gonna talk about today. I'm gonna take these off so you can at least see my eyes. Yeah, I don't know why this it's like this, but I mean, who cares at this point? All right, I did share it. Okay. Ooh. Just gonna reply to somebody. Okay, there we go. Replied. We're just gonna reshare this on the actual page. And yes, here we go. There you go. Start. Alrighty, it is the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you guys had a very good holiday season with your family and all that. No, I'm gonna put my glasses because I can't see. I'm blind as heck. There you go. So you'll see the reflection of my computer. Whoopty freaking do. But anyway, it is a new year. A new year. The road to campaign 2026 is here. I am excited. I am starting to look into designing some signs. I'd obviously have to get a headshot first. I need an updated headshot because the one I have right now was when I had long hair. And I don't have long hair no more, as you can tell. It's all gone. But we're gonna do that. What's it called? So I'm gonna start looking at different things to design, whether it's on Canva and then sending them off to print or stuff like that. If you have any ideas as far as like design ideas or what do you think I should do as far as community stuff, go ahead and let me know because I am new to this. I'm very much new to this. I'm still waiting. I think it's in March when I go and submit the actual paperwork for the election, and I'm excited for it. I'm very, very excited. I was hesitant to actually, really, actually do this, but I think this is a new journey for me, and everything new for me. And it's about time that somebody that isn't part of the old guard, that is BISD. No disrespect to Miss Pena and Mr. Elizondo and Mr. Ortiz, but it's about time that someone from the new guard, from the old guard, just doesn't run anymore, and that someone new comes in. What do I mean by new? Well, again, someone that's not part of the old guard and someone that's not comadres with the three amigas. Because, like I said, I may not always agree with what Carlos and Minerva do. I can't really say Frank because he just sits there. I might not always agree with what they do, but I respect the fact that they fight for students and for the teachers. While the three amigas, led by Nepo Baby, lead the charge on doing everything against the district and their employees and their students. And then you have Frank and Nanda just following along. So that's something I want to change. Yes, I'm not a politica. I'm not a career politician. I do not come from a family of politicians whatsoever. As God is my witness, I'm not a politician person. Don't come from a politician family, whatever you want to call it. But I feel that I can help make a difference as far as being the voice of our educators, our staff members, and most importantly, our students. Because let's face it, and again, this is no disrespect to Minerva and Carlos, but do you really think there's a voice on the board right now? With the exception of 2? No. I don't see Nepo Baby speaking for the teachers, the staff members, and the students. I don't see Denise Garza worrying about our kids. She does her little photo ops, yes, because that's what gets her into the media and stuff. She does that. Jessica, she just does everything for publicity. Frank, he just follows whatever the others do. Nelda, I can't really say much about her. But it's time for somebody new. Someone who is an educator. Now, I understand. Others have said that they were educated, and I do not discredit their education, their background in education. But if you look at the board right now, who recently is an educator? None of them. Miss Grantland constantly talks about how, when I was an employee here, when I was an admin, ma'am, that was more than 20 years ago, 30 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. The landscape of education has changed. The landscape of BISD has changed. It is not the same as when you were an admin in a school and at the Glass Palace. Our superintendent, Mr. Chavez, I mean, he hasn't been in it. He hasn't actually taught in a while, too. Nepo Baby's never been in education. Denise, she works for the city. That's not education. Jessica, same thing. And Miss Benya has been on the board for a very long time. And she's fought for students and teachers. She's a former law enforcement. And then we have Carlos on the board. I think what needs to happen, and again, people are going to say, yeah, Minerva needs to get off the board. She's been there too long. Yeah, Carlos needs to get off the board. It's been too long, plus of all the pleitos and all this. Okay. But here's my thing. What have the others done for the district? That doesn't include photo ops. That doesn't include, let's go to this school because the district photographer is going to be there to tomar photos, to look good and all this stuff. When have you seen him there? Haven't. When have you really seen him at an event that doesn't have cameras? I'm telling, I excuse Mr. Elizondo because he has a day job. He's a nurse. He's an NP. I don't know which hospital. Don't know. Don't care. But he has that to deal with. Miss Benya is one of the only board members that I've ever seen, whether I was a student or as an educator. She visited schools and she stepped foot in schools. And she didn't wait for cameras to be around or anything. I used to bump into her when I would get to Porter. She'd be coming out of the band home like, oh, hi, Miss Pena. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it was. And you never saw Denise at in a classroom at a school visiting if it wasn't for media purposes. You never saw any of the three amigas. You never saw Miss Grantland, Mr. Ortiz when the media wasn't involved. Certainly, the superintendent. You never saw him. So it's like, what are they really fighting for? You have Denise, who's honestly, she's using the board to further her political career, in my opinion, because she's going against, what's her name? Sylvia Garza? Is that her name? She's going against the county. Let me look her up real quick. County. Okay, so, she's going against Sylvia Garza for county clerk. Like, ma'am, I'm sorry, but Sylvia Garza is a freaking political powerhouse. You're not going to win. And if you do, Eddie's involved in it because your track record is not good with BISD. Accusing other board members of taking money under the bus. Now, yes, it goes both ways. Mr. Elizondo did mention that. I hope Mr. Elizondo did submit those recordings to the proper authorities. But you, just because he said it, you have to say it too? Do you have proof that he took money? That if any of them took money? So, it's a very... I don't see Denise winning. And she does. Eddie, remember his last name. He gets him. He's going to help her. He's going to be involved in it as well. Jessica, I mean, I think I'm not sure if she's up. Who is up in 2026? Let's see. All right. So, no. Denise is the only three amigas that's up for re-election in 2026. So is Mr. Elizondo, and so is Ms. Grantland, which I am going for her position. But I think what really messed up Denise was making that comment in open forum. Make it in an executive session where it's not recorded if you want to talk smack to everybody. I think Jessica, she's not until 2028, but I think what messed her up was when she said that she found no reason in doing a forensic audit with the district or paying any money for a forensic audit with the district, that there was no reason to spend the money. And she voted it down too in that board meeting where they approved all the police stuff. So it's like, what are you hiding? We need to know what's been happening to the money. You can't say, oh, it's been distributed correctly and all that good stuff, which, by the way, when I saw that they were getting a certificate for financially reporting like good or something, whatever it was, I couldn't stop laughing, because you're not going to tell me that they've been reporting financially like responsibly and correct and all that stuff. No. And what I think hurt both Denise and Jessica is the fact that she called the community stupid. They both did. We understand what a presentation is. We understand that, yes, they had to bring it up again. Why? Because you three, the three amigas, including the superintendent, lied about the PAC and said there was nothing ever done, like, as far as like presentation wise. There was money. I would like to know where that money is. Frank, like I said, I can't really say what the heck he's done because I can't. But the ones that I've really seen actually fight, and yes, has it caused some Rosa de Guadalupe fights in the board meetings? Yes. I love watching them. I love watching the board meetings. Has it, like I said, has it caused some Rosa de Guadalupe arguments? Yes. But, and it's not every time. One. Two, those arguments need to happen because the public needs to know, why are you voting against something that's going to benefit the kids and the teachers and your staff members? Why? And am I nervous? Yeah. I'm To say that I'm not nervous about doing this is to say the least. I am nervous because that thought of, what if no one votes for me? Like, why am I hyping myself up all this? Like, why am I hyping myself up? Why am I doing all this? And yes, at times I'm thought like, shouldn't even do it. But you know what? If this helps raise awareness and this helps give a voice to teachers, now I'm all for it. Like I said in a post, if anyone wanted to meet with me over anything to get my opinion, whether to get a phone call or in person, depending on the time in person, my front door's wide open. My phones are open. My email is open. I will meet with anyone and discuss what they want to discuss when it comes to the district. If I have a teacher who says, hey, Mr. Trevino or Miss T or Vanessa, I would love for you to come observe my class and see what I can do better or something like that. Can you come? I'll say, give me a day, time, and that's all I need. I'll check with my calendar, which 99% of the time I'm free. I'll be like, okay, give me a date, time, I'll come up observe you. Or if you're like, hey, I really want someone else to see me teach as far as like what my lesson is, so that way they can see the importance of funding for more CTE stuff, more band stuff, more math stuff, everything. Again, email, text, tell me date, time, what school, I'll go. I have no problem doing that. If I have a FNS food worker staff, and FNS I hold near and dear to my heart. Not because I'm eating popcorn right now, because my dad worked there for more than 10, 15 years. So FNS I hold dear to my heart. If there's an FNS worker that says, hey, we really want to talk to you to express our concerns, and we want this to come up to the board. This goes for everybody. Like, hey, we want to meet with you because we have concerns about X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. Okay? You want to meet? Shoot me an email. I'll go over to your department. Give me date, time. That's fine. I don't care. I will do it. I will. If I'm going to fine arts, if I have anybody in fine arts, whether it's choir, dance, mariachi, estudiantina, band, everything fine arts, if they say, hey, we're going to have a performance at the mall, or we're having a performance at the Glass Palace, or anything, we would like to invite you. Okay, give me a day, time, location, I'll be there. Now, yes, I have said, and I have voiced my, what's the word? Displeasure of when the Glass Palace calls Fine Arts and says, hey, we need some performances for this and this. We're going to be partnering with the zoo, with the mall to do performances. I got a problem with that. And this is why. Not just because of money, but the fact that you called former administrators liars about the PAC. You got everybody's hopes up for more than 10 years, because about 5-10 years with that pack, and yet you still couldn't deliver, and yet you still can't tell us where that money went. So it's like, I don't think Fine Arts should do anything for the Glass Palace. But then I also understand where when they do it, it's like, okay, if we don't, there might not be funding or something, or if we need help with an event or anything, we have to go to the Glass Palace. So I understand that part. So despite of how I feel about that, my displeasure for the Glass Palace saying, hey, we need Fine Arts to be at the Glass Palace, or we're going to be doing, like, you all have to do like a Veterans Day thing or something. If anybody in Fine Arts, whether it's elementary music to high school, if there's something they want me to go and like they invite me to, okay, give me the date and time, place, and if there's more than one performance throughout the day, I'll see what I can do to go to all of them. I mean, I'm only one person, and depending on location, you got to consider the travel and all that. But hey, why not? Why not go support all of them? Heck, if as much as I have my displeasure with sports because they get to spend all the money they want, yet Fine Arts can't get, and Fine Arts and CTE and all these other subject areas can't get the money they need. Heck, if a coach were to be like, hey, Mr. Trevino, we would like for you to come to a game to see us, like, how we've progressed or anything. Okay. Give me date, time, place, location. If it's an away game, I'll consider away games. For sure, home games I'll go to. But if I'm not able to make an away game, I mean, I'm not. As long as you tell me what the ahead of time, I'm going to do it. To support everybody, not just Fine Arts, because everybody knows me as a Fine Arts person. This is a Fine Arts, this is like a meme shirt. But everybody knows me as Fine Arts. But if other areas want me to go support them at an event, at a competition, call me. Give me a heads up on it so I can make sure my other stuff is all taken care of. But call me. I'll go. I'll even, like, if somebody in CTE was like, we want you to go observe our kids welding or doing nails, they'll practice on you. As much as I don't do acrylics, I will be a practice person for the kids doing acrylic nails. Heck, if they need somebody to practice barbering, because yes, I go to a barber because I don't like my hair long. Heck, call me. I will give up my hair if you want to put me bald to practice shaving. Okay, go for it. If they want me to observe them welding or in the medical field, like we're doing clinicals and like phlebotomy or X-ray, not X-ray, a sonogram or something, I'll go observe that because that's something that's interesting to me. Now, sports I might not understand. I mean, I can somewhat understand football because of college football, but basketball, I mean, I know like what's a 3-point and a 2-point, but whenever they call these technical fouls that I see in the NBA, I don't know what's going on. Soccer, I mean, they just kick the ball back and forth, but hey, I'll go and support these kids. Heck, I'll even, if they have shirts for a fundraiser, I mean, if they have my size and they contact me for fundraising, all right, here we go. Same thing with CTE, same thing with all programs. And that's something I think is lacking with the board members, with the exception of Miss Pena. Obviously, right now she's still hurt, and with the exception of Mr. Elizondo because he's working during the day. I mean, I've never seen, and I'm going to use Fine Arts as an example. I've never seen the Three Amigas at a choir concert, at a band concert. Do you see the Three Amigas at a football game? Who do you usually see at a football game? Most likely it's Miss Pena. Do you see any of them supporting Fine Arts? Now I'm going to give it to them that they went to the state marching contest. I'll give Mr. Travis that. But when have you seen them at a band concert? Yet band directors, choir directors, everybody that has a recital is required to put them in things in the back part of the program. So I will be here for all employees, not just the teachers, but your FNS, your custodians, the heartbeat of the district, aside from teachers, our amazing staff members, and our students. The students need a voice. Departments need a voice within that board. They do. Now, will this cause some arguments? Probably. Will I cause some arguments with certain things? It's not my intention. I don't want to do that. Because as much as I don't like what the others do, I will show them respect because that is the professional thing to do. I certainly do not like what Nepo Baby does, what any of the three amigas do. Again, I can't really say Frank because Frank just sits there. I can't say I like what Ms. Grantland has done because you want to call a board member foolish because they're asking for something that needs to be done. And then now at the last minute, you're like, oh, we need to do this. We don't have money. We don't have this. Like, I may not like what you have done and said and with any of them, but I will show respect because that's what I was taught. I might not like them. I don't need to be their best friend. But when it comes to our district, when it comes to our students, our teachers, our faculty, our staff, whatever you want to call them, they are our lifeline. And we need to all get together. We all need to get together and get along. And right now, this board, you can tell they don't get along. And it's mainly because of the three amigas. I really, if I do win, I look forward to working with them. And then I got asked by somebody, will you look into certain things? Or will you call for certain things to be looked into? Yes. And one of the things will be the PAC. I will definitely call for the forensic audit if it's not done by then. Because we all deserve to know what that money went to. Where is the new CTE building? What is being done right now to Cummings, even though it's supposed to be sold to the city, is still there. I thought the city was taking over it already. Didn't you guys? I don't know if it was a year that they had. Where are they going to put CTE at the end of this year? Or whatever that the city gives them. There's no building. Where did that money go? Am I going to hold each and every single person accountable? Yes. Am I going to hold the superintendent accountable? Yes. Because that's one thing I will never, ever forgive our superintendent doing is gaslighting our entire community because his little bailout bond failed. I'm not going to, okay, I will never forget that. Because you didn't get your way, sir. You want to throw everybody under the bus. That's wrong. And I will hold you accountable for everything that you do, for everything all of them do. So, in the next couple months, we will be rolling out some campaign posters and all that. I'm going to try to keep this as cost efficient as possible because I'm not Nepo Baby. I ain't got the money I don't have Lopez Food Mart money like she does. I don't have the recycling company money that she does. I don't have Lone Star National Bank money like she does. So we're going to try to keep this as cost efficient as possible. I need to get a new headshot. But yes, I'm excited about that. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what the next board meeting's about, except for this one was kind of like, because it's like after the new year, okay, fine. They recognized all these kids, which, hey, Rivera Mariachi, never heard you. Fabulous job, Rivera Mariachi. I thought you guys were amazing. The other performances, they were good too. I'm glad they recognized Garcia of getting invited to TMEA. They recognized all these other groups and because of School Board Month and they did all that. Plus, they got recognized for financial reporting. Like, por favor, if they really looked into it. But I'm gonna give the CFO a chance. See what she does. I really want to know how she's gonna do. So we'll see how this next board meeting goes. And then we'll do our little summaries as usual. We'll do our summaries. But on to the next topic. TMEA is around the corner. Now, congratulations to every single BISD All-Stater. If you don't know what All-State is a culmination of some of the most rigorous audition processes I have ever been in. You go to between 3 and 4, depending on your instrument. You have your orchestra audition. If you make orchestra, depending on your instrument, that's an automatic thing to area. You don't have to go to region, but you still go. You have your region audition. Those that make whatever placements that they allot for area, you move on. But if you have an instrument that has one too many instruments, you go to pre-area. That's a third one. And then you have your area, which was this past weekend. And there was some amazing talent. Obviously, it's BISD. What do you expect? I know choir has their own all-state process, and I know they did very, very well. But for band, I know that. Let me put my glasses on because I'm doing my readings here. For band, they had about 17 kids make it. 16, 17 kids. That's still a lot for one district. Still a lot. And now those kids are going to be going on to the all-state level. Now, when I say it's very rigorous, it is. And this is why. Because when I auditioned, there was no 6A. There was no 6A. You had 5A, and then you had 4A, and then you have ATSSB. But if you're in a 5A school, you can't go down to 4A and ATSSB. So you knew when you got to area, okay, my instrument, they took 3 from every area. There was 21 bassoons at state. The 2 years I made it, that was very hard to do. And then when they came up with the 6A thing, that became even harder, which was after my time in high school. And then the way they have allotted how many they take per area. For our area, Area G, it is very, very unfair. Because, let's say, I'm going to give an example. I wonder if I can find it right now. Yes, I can, because I think I have the TMEA website. And we can do this one. So TMEA. Now, instrumentation, voicing. So let's say for 6A, I'm gonna do this. I gotta open up the 5A one too. Jazz S8 the same, even though 6A, 5A don't matter. So for TMEA, for 6A, I'm gonna do. Let's look at this. So, okay. Oh, here's a perfect example. Flutes. Reminder, we are Area G. Uy, santo Dios. Okay, what instrument am I on? Okay, Area G for flutes. 6A. 2 in Area A. 5 in Area B. 6 in Area C. 4 in Area D. 4 in Area E. 6 in Area F. 3 in Area G. 6 in area H. You tell me how that's fair for area A and for area G. How is that fair? It's not. Let's see. Oboes. 1 area A, 2 area B, 3 area C, 2 area D, 2 area E, 2 area F, 1 area G, 3 area H. Again, it's not fair. 5A is even worse. Flutes, at least they get 2. But the area A, area D, area E, F, G, and H are so disadvantaged as far as like how many they accept. So it's like it makes it harder. And you have 4-year all-staters that don't make it 4 years because of that. And when they do make it, it's like it's the best feeling in the world. There is a TikTok from a band director at PSJ. This student had never did region, nothing, and he made state. This kid cried. And I cried with him because I was the same way when I made it. But aside from that, congratulations to all the BISD All-Staters, choir, and band. I cannot wait to see some mariachi All-Staters soon. I know it's going to come soon, and I can't wait. I'm hoping this year to go to TMEA. I have everything registered, and we stay in Palaces at TMEA. But we have everything set. I'm hoping to go, obviously, to support not only Stillman Middle School Jazz, which they got invited to go. If I'm able to go to the Garcia performance, I will. But to go see all these top university performances, UT is performing, TWU is performing, UTRGV's orchestra is performing. So it's I'm very excited. And here's the other thing. And I tie this to Fine Arts and Board because it was said last night. When they talked about all states, they talked about band, they talked about choir, mariachi, and all this. They talked about all the fine arts. And then Miss Grantland decides to say, well, we need an orchestra next. Ma'am, you need to give fine arts montees. You want to say you want an orchestra to start. Ma'am, do you know how much it's going to cost for every school just alone to buy violins in middle school and high school? Because there's no, I as a professional, I would never start a beginner in high school. No, especially strings. You need to learn from like elementary school. You think parents here are going to be able to afford violins or violas or cellos or basses? No, they're not going to. They're expensive. Not to diminish like parents down here. Please don't think that I'm doing that. But those cost money to get a good one. But however they do them, or to get them bought for the school, they're money. They're expensive. So you need for all the middle schools plus all their high schools. And no, you cannot use mariachi instruments in orchestra. Please do not do that. No, just no. That costs money. Plus, you're going to need to build unless there's spare rooms that you can convert at the middle schools, at the high schools, at least. You're going to have to schedule them during like different times in the band hall, or you're going to have to build new facilities. And it's money. It's montees. As far as the band instruments, you have the band department, so there you go. But it's the strings that are going to cost you. It's going to cost you to maintain those string instruments, to get the supplies, and plus you're going to have to hire a teacher for every single school. It's money, Ms. Grantland. It's not just, let's start an orchestra. No, it does not happen like that. No. Unless Don Elon wants to donate specifically to fine arts, okay. But until fine arts gets support to start an orchestra, which I am all for, it is time that we have an orchestra here in Brownsville, because how is it that Harlingen has orchestra programs, but yet Brownsville can't? And Brownsville's a bigger district. So, Ms. Grantland being for that, okay, cool. I am for that too. But man, if we don't have the money to fund for ACs, what makes you think we're going to have money to fund for orchestra instruments. And that's because you don't even have to buy the band ones. Band department uses their instruments. You just need to buy violins, violas, cellos, and double bass. And plus, you need to buy, if all the supplies, rosin, I think that's what it's called, strings, everything. Plus, you're going to have to hire a whole new set of teachers for this, because it's not, I would not have a band director teach orchestra if they've never been in if they've never played an orchestral instrument before. No. And you have to do them at the high school and the middle school. And no, none of this all going back and forth. No, you will tire out a teacher. Case in point, the double reed teachers. I commend you 3, but I know it's tiring. So, yeah, teachers need to come on, all that good stuff. So, hopefully soon, I would love to see a mariachi all-stater from here, because, to be honest, if you look at the results, they're all dominated by Roma and Ed Couch and all that area. Hi, Yaya. So that would be nice to see. Now, and this is a good experience for the kids, because they get to see kids that are not from here. They get to see kids from the North Texas side, where literally all those kids are golden spoon Nepo babies. I'm sorry, I call them Nepo babies because they have money. But, like, all the kids are like, oh, like, I have my own instrument, and it's I'm going to choose this. It's a Heckel. My dad bought me a Heckel, and he bought me a Heckel Boco, and I take lessons from the professor at U of H, and from SMU, and from Rice. Like, but yet, you have to do all that to make state, but yet the kids down here have one teacher, and they work their butts off to make state. So, it's a good experience for them to see that. Plus, they get to try all these instruments out, and they get to have fun making music. Now, the main topic for today's show is this. I tackled the campaign stuff. I tackled TMEA. I am extremely frustrated with Cameron County. And I'm not, because I'm not freaking Cameron. I'm not like Politica Cameron County. No. But I am extremely, extremely frustrated with Cameron County, because of some bullshit that have been happening. Now, if you have been living under a rock, you would have not known that back in, let's see, we don't need him. I don't like him. Well, we're going to cover him. Let's see. I need to look up. Where is it? Oh, it did happen. Ah, qué bonito. I'm going to compare this to this too. So let's see. News. If you have been living under a rock, you probably missed a little detail that back in May, was it May? Yeah. Back in May, we're going to share our screen here. Share screen. Let's see. Allow. No, not this. Here you go. You would have noticed about this. A BISD teacher in May got arrested for having an inappropriate relationship with a student at Rivera Early College High School. There was proof that this happened. Okay. There was proof that this happened. Text messages between them. There was security camera footage of when they both went into the classroom and they did whatever they did, and then they came out and boom, there was text message proof. Everything. There was proof. His parents knew about the girl. Everything. So, what happened? He got found guilty. But there was a plea deal. of however many days in the 5-star that is Carrizales. Community service. He loses his license permanently. Whatever fines, staying away from the girl, and then probation. When they said that, I'm like, okay, but the judge doesn't need to do that, right? He don't need to take it. I mean, it's a plea between the state and the guy, but the judge doesn't need to follow it. Well, this is the part where after that day, really after the Logan situation where God rest that kid's soul, that judge, I hope she does get removed. If you don't know, the child who unfortunately passed away in his daycare van because 2 teachers failed to see if he was still in the van, and he basically died of heat exhaustion and all that stuff. They found the other lady guilty, and her sentence is like next month or whatever. But the main one, they found her guilty. They were going to throw her ass in prison and then deport her. Okay, fine, because she's an illegal. Or she overstayed her visa, something like that. Well, the next court hearing that she had, she goes in front of the judge, George Gloria Rincones, I think. And she's like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be in jail when my baby is, I'm pregnant and I don't want my baby to be born in jail. Yada, yada, yada. Justin went haciéndose la llorona. What does this judge do? While the parents are there, the judge says, no amount of time will bring this child back, which is true. But it's also not the baby's fault. Okay, we're going to scratch everything. You're getting probation, and you'll be deported by Friday. The bitch didn't even serve a week in jail, and she got sent back to Matamoros. You tell me what justice that is for that family. And she's serving probation. You really think they're going to follow it? No. Just because she cried to the judge that she was pregnant and she didn't want her baby born in jail, she got off. She did. However many years probation, and she was deported. I think she was sentenced Wednesday. By Friday, there was already pictures of her getting deported to Matamoros, walking across the bridge. You tell me if that's justice for that family. And Luis Saenz condemned it. I'm like, okay, there's some hope. Well, going back to that Rivera teacher, he was sentenced, yesterday. After that, I've truly lost faith in Cameron County justice, or the justice system, whatever you want to call it. I can't even speak about Brownsville PD because it's Brownsville PD. But this, excuse my language to the children that are possibly seeing this, excuse my language from here on out. But this son of a bitch, this son of a bitch, not this one, damn, not this one, we'll talk about that one, but this son of a bitch, ándale ahora, gets a slap on the fucking wrist. What was his sentence? Okay. So he's going to be spending 180 days in the 5-star hotel that is Carrizales. If you know the joke, you know the joke. Then, because he admitted to screwing the girl. And yes, the girl was 19-year-old. She was a 19-year-old student. But, let's look at the penal code with, let's see. I'm going to zoom into the part where it says it. It's a second-degree felony what he did. And that He was older than her. I don't give a damn. But the part of the penal code that was clearly violated, aside from them doing what they did, I'm going to go back to my Google search on this one. Let's see, blah, 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 work. Okay. Texas Penal Code, Penal Code 21.22, B? Is it B? No. Excuse me. Section 3, I'm sorry. Penal Code 21.22. I'll put the link in the comments. You can look it up because it does say it there. There you go. I'm gonna star, and that you can look at the penal code there. Section 3, it says improper relationship between an educator and student engages in conduct described by section 33.021 with the person described by subdivision 1, which is student and the employee, or a person the employee knows is a person described by subdivision 2A or B, student, regardless of the age of that person. Let's see. Let's share that. Let's zoom in. Ahora, right there. Regardless of the age of the person. Right here. So to the people who are saying, oh, andaba de caliente, she's 19, she knew better. Okay, yes, theoretically she should know better than doing what she did. But that son of a bitch still committed a felony. It does not matter in the state of Texas how old, they could be a fucking 30-year-old student. If she's enrolled as a student, she is a student. Now, if she's enrolled as a 30-year-old student, then we got some problems. But still, she was a 19-year-old student. They had proof. They had sex in the classroom because they caught him going into the classroom first. Then she did. And then when she came out, she was adjusting all her clothes like if she had taken them off. And there's text messages where he says that even though it was quick, I'm so glad it happened. There's proof. Everything that they submitted. And they gave him 180 days in Carrizales, in the 5-star Carrizales. That's nothing. So his sentence is, and his plea deal was 180 days in Carrizales, which they're not going to do anything to him in Carrizales because it was a freaking 19-year-old. Well, unless they actually do something. I mean, I hope they don't hurt him, but it's like you typically hear when anybody hurts kids, like, come on, we all know. But who knows now with this? So he gets 180 days in Carrizales with time served after admitting to having an improper relationship with the student according to court records because there was proof. And he also faces a probation of 8 years. And that he was a coach, whatever, fine. The state previously recommended for him to get 5 years of deferred adjudication, meaning the case and conviction would be removed from his record after 5 years. They changed that to his 8-year probation. So, and then he has to pay $1,000 donation to a charity, complete 150 hours of community service, not use drogas y alcohol, and then to stop talking to the girl's family and her. Okay, so these people, and I want to know what Luis Saenz was thinking when doing this. Oh, and he has to give up his license, which he's already banned from teaching. He's on the no hire list here in Texas. But 180 days in Carrizales, 150 hours of community service, $1,000 donation. You stay away from the girl for 8 years. You don't do drogas and alcohol. And you lose your teaching license. And after you complete your probation, Your damn record is expunged? Are you freaking kidding me? You've got to be kidding me. This son of a bitch who slept with the student, who knows how many more students he slept with, because BISD is very good about hiding things. He slept with the student, point blank, period. Gets 180 days in jail, gets the community service, his staying away from the girl, the drugs, all that, blah, 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 and 8 years of probation, and then his record becomes clean after 8 years. Oh, he doesn't have to register as an offender at all. So you're telling me this piece of shit is getting a slap on the wrist? Wow. This motherfucker is probably going to get a long jail sentence, which, I mean, he rightfully deserves. If you don't know about this one, Christmas Eve, this idiot went out into the street going after his wife and his daughter, was shooting at them. They didn't get hit, thank God. But then when the cops got there, the stupid idiot decided to shoot at Bronzo PD, and then they ended up shooting him. He's still in the hospital right now, and he's on a $2 million bond or something like that. But he's fired. That last board meeting, he was the one that they were recommending to terminate. Like, it was him. He's gonna get a lengthier sentence for doing that. Because yes, it involves a weapon. I'm not excusing what he did. But this motherfucker is probably gonna get years in jail, while this piece of shit walks away free. Make that make sense, Cameron County. Cordova, of all judges, Cordova, I would have expected you to throw the book at this son of a bitch like that you threw at an individual in your county. Now this makes me question. I heard he had a damn good lawyer. From what I heard, he had a very good lawyer. And if he did, hey, he got the money. Supposedly there was a rumor that the kids fundraised for it. Don't know, don't care. But apparently he got a damn good lawyer to get his deal. Cordova, I am very surprised that you even agreed to this damn deal. Knowing what he did. Knowing what the victim, yes, she's 19, she's an adult, yes. She went to the Victim Advocacy Center, whatever it's called, and reported him. Showed proof. And you gave him a slap on the wrist with this shit? Of all fucking judges, I'm surprised at Cordova for giving this sentence. I would like to know why the hell did you agree to it? Because you didn't have to agree to it. If it was me, I don't give a damn what deal you give and that you give up your license and all that crap. You screwed a student on campus while kids were there. Yes, I'm glad that they took away his license. He gave up his license. He can no longer teach in the state of Texas. But what the hell makes you think that he's not going to go to another state and teach? Because his record will be clean. Now, if they do an FBI background, that might bite him in the ass. But his record will be clean. And the case will not be there. You don't think he's going to do that to other students? If it was me, I would have given them the maximum amount of time that this case calls for. No fucking opportunity for parole. Because you don't deserve that. Because you broke the trust of a teacher and student and all that stuff. You'd still be doing 8 years probation. Your record would not be expunged. You still do all the other stuff, but without the record being expunged, and you'd have to register on the registry for the rest of your natural goddamn life, is what I would have said. But Cordova agreed to this. What I also want to know is for him to get the deal of the century. who the hell did he throw under the bus? Because as much as I have faith in Luis Saenz, this is very fishy. This case is very fishy because of the deal. How and why did he get this deal? It's not all on the lawyer. What did Trujillo say? Who did he throw under the bus? Is there going to be more arrests coming? Is what I'm thinking. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Because there is absolutely no damn way that he's getting away scot-free like this unless he talked. And are these arrests coming soon? Is there arrest? I hope there's arrest. Because yes, rumors are rumors, but there are rumors that there's more that have happened at that school and at other schools. And the district is hiding it. Case in point, the Hana coach, the Hana wrestling coach. If you don't know, basically, long story short, they found out that he was having a relationship with the current student cheerleader. And they found out, there was proof, all that good stuff. They escorted him off campus, and where is he right now? At BISD warehouse working. He still has a job away from students, but he still has a job. He was never arrested. Are they gonna arrest him? He needs to be arrested. I don't give a damn what if they moved him. Oh, well, they're investigating. That motherfucker got moved to maintenance to warehouse before this one got arrested. There's rumors that coaches that have left there already were also involved. Whether they're at new schools or retired, are they going to get arrested? Did he's talking, oh, admin knew what was going on? Is admin going to get in trouble for this? Because honestly, the only way that I think that Mr. Luis Saenz gave him this deal of the century is because he talked. There's no other way. I mean, if you follow Luis Saenz, he's always posting, we don't condone offenders, we don't condone this, but yet this he had to have talked. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So we saw this, and somebody brought up a good point. Fajita Gate, which, dude, whoever that is, whoever did Fajita Gate guy got 40 years in prison for spending a buttload of money, of the county's money, to buy fajitas. Now, that could be some serious carne asada for the next 40 years, but the way prices are right now, that'd be a month for the county. But he's bought over, I don't know how many millions of dollars worth of fajitas, and he gets 40 years flat. A doctor in the Mission McAllen area, who was involved in a $240+ million healthcare fraud scheme and diagnosing patients with deadly diseases that they didn't have. He got 10 years in prison with 7 years time served, and he's going to get out in September. But he got at least 10 years. But yet, somebody who sleeps with students gets a slap on the wrist. I hope Fajita Gate guy fights his case. Because that's not right. Now, it's not right what he did too. He stole some coins to buy some fajitas. Just a couple pounds here and there. But you can't fucking compare he stole money, yes. But he did Trujillo did something more serious than sleeping with a student. Regardless of the damage, because in Texas it doesn't matter. If you're a student at the time that it happens, you're still a student, regardless of age. Fajita Gate guy gets 40 years, he gets 180 days in Carrizales. That's some bullshit. That is some straight up bullshit. Now, No, and then just his bond alone. His bond was $150,000 when he got arrested. I had heard that some kids did a GoFundMe to get him out. I don't know how true that is, but $150,000. And he was facing 20 years in prison with a $10,000 fine. But yet, it's not the same thing. But the other coach who is still in the hospital right now for what he did, and I feel so bad for his daughter that had to deal with that. He gets a $2.3 million bond, and he's in the hospital right now. But his bond amount, yes, it's more. It's going to cause deadly injury, but how does a sex offender, and I'm going to call him a sex offender because that's what he is. I don't care that he doesn't have to register, but how does a sex offender get a six-figure bond, a low six-figure bond, and this guy, he hurt someone too? Yes, 19-year-olds are not innocent. They think they're adults and shit. But he did hurt her too. And he groomed her. Why can't he get the same amount of bond for that? Again, what I hope comes out is who he spilled the beans on. Are there going to be other coaches getting arrested? Are there going to be admin getting into problems because of the fact that they knew what was going on? And he knows that they knew? Are the girls' parents going to get into problems? Because supposedly, according to people, the cheese maze, apparently the girl's parents knew too. And apparently his mom knew too. Are they going to get into trouble? Is the girl going to get into trouble too? Even though she's a victim. But he got the deal of the damn century. And he doesn't have to register. And after 8 years, he can go teach in another state. He won't be allowed to ever teach in Texas. But he can go teach, he can get a certificate, whatever the other states require, and go teach. But yeah, he got away with the year. So that makes me not believe in Cameron County justice and the justice system here in Cameron County. Because they like to make deals for their convenience. Again, that lady who caused Logan's death, don't give a damn if she was pregnant. And this might sound wrong. I don't care if she was pregnant. You did what you did. You should be in jail right now. But no, andas en Matamoros viviendo su vida y ni que se fue bien. And this guy, 180 days is how many months? Well, might be less because he's going to get time served. Which I don't even know why he has time served. I thought 180 days, 2 months. Almost 6 months. He's probably going to serve less than that. And then he's going to get to be free. Obviously with probation and stuff, but he's going to get to walk around scot-free and not register. And the fact that people are defending him because of the fact of the girl's age, I suggest you read up on the penal code. And the fact that he ruined his life over, excuse my language again, I don't mean to sound derogatory or anything, but he ruined his life over a piece of ass. You ruined a degree that you worked so hard for that, I mean, if you got financially cool, if you did it, you paid money for. The certificate ain't cheap. Those exams are not cheap. You ruined years of hard work for a 19-year-old? Supposedly his wife left him too. Qué bueno que te dejó tu esposa, güey. Espero que te manda. If you have kids, I hope she gets sole custody and takes every single cent that you have. And You know what I think is going to happen after 8 years? After he's done? He's going to end up talking to the girl again. Oh, what makes you think he's not going to talk to the girl now? Through other people. I hope he's not that stupid, but he is stupid because he did this. It's just, I will never understand how a doctor who ruined lives gets 10 years. Fajita Gate gets 40 years. Freaking, is it Abel Limas? And, oh, we'll look up them too. Limas. Okay, I'm going to do Abel Limas. We'll look up Armando Villalobos. ¿Sabes qué? We'll look up Sylvia Atkinson también. Okay, let me put my glasses. I will never understand how Fajita Gates gets 40 years. Abel Limas got 72 months in prison for bribery por darle dinero de los cartels. Armando Villalobos got 13 years for the same thing as far as bribery. He's part of the reason why Joe Lopez is where he is right now in his situation. Basically, long story short with that, Joe Lopez was supposed to do a campaign baile and all this stuff. Well, then Armando Villalobos canceled and he wanted all his money back. Well, then Joe and his wife are like, no, because the contract clearly states if you cancel, you don't get your money back. Armando got mad because he didn't want to give him his money, and then we have the convention. Aside from the brother also framing Joe, which I still don't condone. I think Joe is stupid for not taking the deal, but I mean, it is what it is. But Armando Villalobos got 13. Abel Limas got 72 months. Doña Atkinson got... I am not a robot, okay. Atkinson got federal prison. How many months? She got an 80-month sentence. The doctor admission, 10 years. Fajita gave 40 years. Yet Trujillo's getting away scot-free, basically. I will never understand that. I would like for Luis Saenz to do a press release like he did with John Allen Rubio, which thank God. That idiot needs to be, like, he should have been gone a long time ago. How he was allowed to manipulate the system, I don't know. But just like he released the statement on John Allen Rubio, I think us as a public deserve to know what the hell went behind this deal. I think Cordova needs to explain himself as to why he accepted this deal. Because it's not right. It's not right. It's not. And then that coach who almost killed his wife and family, they better throw the book at his ass. They better. Because you almost hurt your child and your wife, regardless si estaban peleando, si andaban de tóxicos. Like, no. No. What's he going to do to him? Is the Hannah coach going to get arrested? Are the other PDFs that BISD has moved around to the Scarlet, to the Glass Palace and their other areas, are they going to get to justice? Because you know what? Cordova and Luis Saenz did. Luis Saenz might have been working the case, but he is the DA. You know what you all just did? You just told every PDF that BISD is hiding any possible PDFs. As long if they're 19 or 18 and they're a student, it doesn't matter. Look at Trujillo, he got a slap on the wrist. It's gonna happen to us too, so we'll do it. It doesn't matter. You just told them that. And that's sad. So I hope that they release a press release as to why they decided what they did. I really do. I truly, truly do. And then there's that. So we already got that covered. And then today, I just saw this today in the morning. My dad told me about it. What the hell is it with educators? You work your ass off for your degree, for your license. You do. And then this shit. Former Edinburgh CISD employee arrested on charges of sexual assault and solicitation of a minor. Edinburgh CISD employee was fired following his January 6th arrest on charges of sexual assault of a child and online solicitation of a minor. The guy's name is there. Arrest stems from a burglary that was reported on November 22nd in the 100 block of Castle Circle in Edinburgh. According to a news release, Garcia was the victim of the burglary and the authorities identified a juvenile as the suspect. An investigation revealed that Garcia had met the juvenile through a dating app, the news release said. Investigators confirmed that the two later communicated via text messages, during which Garcia reportedly sent some photographs of himself and solicited activity. Garcia also allegedly admitted to engaging in some sexual activity with juvenile on one occasion at his apartment. He was later released without incident. He's no longer employed, but still. Are they going to go after him too? This is Hidalgo County, so I don't know what Hidalgo County is going to do, but Scarlett, in Cameron County, justice is blind. It is. Because I'm telling you, I will never understand how... Exactly. I will never understand that either, Scarlett. How somebody who, as a former educator, like I said, I left because of health reasons. I mean, some people will make fun of me now, but I left because of health reasons. If I wanted to go back tomorrow, I will. But right now, I don't want to. I'm trying to get everything under control for me. But I know how hard it was to get my degree, to pass those tests, the content test, and you have to take a PPR test, which the PPR is like the situational, like, oh, the kid's misbehaving, what do you do? And all of the answers sound right, but only one of them is right. Those exams are hard and they're expensive, especially if you go through alternative certification. Then you have to renew your certification every couple years. Excuse me. All to ruin it for a piece of ass is what Trujillo did. And Trujillo gets a slap on the wrist. I mean, I don't know if you consider it, Scarlett, a slap on the wrist. 180 days in jail in Carrizales, which is like the penthouse here in Cameron County. He gets community service hours of like a bunch. He has to make $1,000 donation to charity. He cannot touch alcohol and drugs or anything during his probation. He cannot contact the girl's family or the girl herself the entire probation period. He loses his license permanently, which, thank God, that's the one thing that they did, right? But the kicker is, after his 8-year probation, his record will be clean. The conviction will not be on his record, nor the case or arrest record will be on his record. You tell me if justice is not blind here in Cameron County. Damn, I thought Hidalgo County estaba más corrupto que nada, but like, damn. So, I clearly think he talked. And I think it ain't going to happen now or tomorrow or the next day. But I think there's going to be some shit going on in the next couple of days. And I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see who's going to fall, because there's going to be more people. There has to be, to get that deal of a century. And then, like I said, Cameron County also proved one. You mess with the student, you told every PDF and BISD that they're hiding, or any current ones, whatever, that look at Trujillo. Their girl is 19. I mess with her. All that stuff doesn't matter. They're gonna give me that sentence. Me vale madre, I'm still gonna do it. They did that, and plus, they just told us that messing with this, they told them that messing with the student is not as bad as stealing a crap ton of money for fajitas. And that fajita guy got 40 years. But yeah, that sentence is a joke. Oh, that's the part that set me off. And yes, like I know, and I repeated it several times. I understand that the girl was 19. She's a full-grown adult. But according to the penal code in Texas, that doesn't matter. And it's clear as day. It's clear as freaking day. In the penal code for Texas, it doesn't matter. It's still a felony, regardless of the age of the person. So, he got away with the felony. And how Cordova and Luis Saenz allowed this, that'll be beyond me. But yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. Who is next? I know there's also a scandal that's happening at Hannah right now that I hope, like, as a board member, if I do ever become a board member, I would personally investigate that. Because who are you to, just because your kid is a student there and you're the head counselor or whatever, that gives you no right to change your kid's grades because you want them as top kid or whatever. So apparently the counselors are getting sued. They're on administrative leave because of a grading scandal. And I'm glad that the parents of that kid who was affected did what they had to do. But yeah, I am going to get going and play some video games and go to sleep. I had to take my kid to the doctor in the morning. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. If you guys have any ideas as far as like a campaign slogan or like what to put on the sign or anything, go ahead and just message me on my public Facebook. It's my name. And we'll see how it goes. And I can't wait to get to know everybody within the community and to hear what they feel is that needs to be changed in BISD. I will see you guys soon, and good night.